Hey everybody, this is Tempo Crazed, future Tempo Crazed. The video you are about to watch was one that I just kind of threw together to quickly here to talk about our different mints. I did stumble through it a little bit. Sorry about that in advance. I will try to cut out those areas that I stumbled through, but I did the best I could at the time. See, still stumbling. I like to do my videos off the cuff if I can. I don't really like to research them too much. I mean, I research them obviously, but I don't want to sit there and read verbatim what's on a page or something like that. So this was more off the cuff and a very quick video. If you have any other questions about the US Mint, you can either reach out to me or check out usmint.gov. Make sure you go to .gov, not .com or any of those other ones. usmint.gov. Thanks for watching, everybody, and enjoy the rest of the show. Hey, YouTube, Tempo Crazed here. So, I got a video here for you. It might be a little long. I was going to do it in a series of it, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to do it all at once. Because I just, you know? Anyway, we're going to talk about US mints. And as most people know, like currently we have Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco, and West Point as our mints, 4 of them. But did you know there used to be 8 of them? And I hear all of you go, wait, 8 of them? I know of 6 maybe. Denver, Philadelphia, San Francisco, West Point, those 4. Carson City, Nevada, and New Orleans. But did you know there was 2 more? That's right, there was. There was 2 more mints out there. And those 2 mints are Dahlonega, I think that's how you pronounce it. Georgia had a mint. And the other one was in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's right. So there you go. 2 other mints that maybe many of you didn't know about. Now the point of the 2 mints, the one in Charlotte and the one in Georgia, were because there was a huge demand because of the gold down there. There was a huge demand to have more and more gold in it, and it pushed the Philadelphia mint way past its breaking point. So they had to do something about it. All right. So we will be talking about those ones. In fact, I have some old photos to bring up. But to start with, let's talk about why we have our mints, where we have them, and different things like that. We have several of them. Of course, we have the 4 that I was just talking about. One of the biggest reasons we have them across the country like we do is for distribution purposes, okay? You don't want to have everything in one spot and try to distribute it all across the country, right? So we have it in different areas to help with that distribution. Other branches all over the place are the utilization. So, for instance, out in California, our San Francisco mint out there, that was huge during the gold rush. That's what established it, is during the gold rush, we needed a mint out there to take care of all the gold that was being produced and then made into gold coinage. Same with silver that was coming out of Carson City. All right. Also, the reason that we have mints in different locations, security and redundancy. We don't want to have all of our eggs in one basket, right? So we have multiple locations. All right, let's get started with, and I'm not going to do these in any particular order except for Philadelphia Mint. Being it's our first mint, that's where we are going to start. Now, this photo is an artist's rendering of the very first Philadelphia Mint. And it was chosen to be in Philadelphia because that used to be the capital of the United States. All right, so that's what we have. So it was established with the Coin Act of 1792, which was signed by President George Washington. And now it is still continuously in operation. Now it doesn't look like that anymore, but it is our oldest continually operating mint. Something to be said about that, right? It now looks like that. This is what the U.S. Mint looks like. Kind of an unassuming building. Very unassuming, I would say. As Philadelphia was our first ever mint, the coinage that came out of that first mint was right away in 1793. The first circulated coins was a little over 11,000 copper cents. The act specified the denominations of the coinage that would come out of there. So in copper, you'd have half cents and full cents. Silver, you'd have half dimes, dimes, quarters, half dollars, and dollars. In gold, you'd have quarter eagle, half eagle, and eagle. So quarter eagle, $2.50, half eagle, $5, and the eagle at $10. That's where we started at with the mint. Now, as I was mentioning, there's a mint in was a mint in North Carolina and Dahlonega, Georgia. Now, those were put into place because of the limits that Philadelphia Mint could do with regards to the gold coinage. So we'll look at those next. This here is an old photo I found of the Dahlonega, Georgia Mint. This mint was established in 1835 to address the need of coinage in the southern United States, particularly due to the discovery of gold in the region. So, the funny thing is here is you'll know from our modern coinage, the D mint mark on coinage is Denver. But before Denver, it was for the Dahlonega Mint. The Dahlonega Mint, they minted gold dollars, quarter eagles, this is $2.50, the half eagle, $5, and that was it. And they had the mint mark of D. The operational period was from 1838 to 1861. Now, the Civil War is what brought it to an end in 1861. After the war, it was used for some time, not long, but for a little while, for the University of Georgia. Now, the building no longer exists, and everything, most of the stuff belonging to it or that have pretty much documents, everything is gone. We don't have a whole lot of information left in the historical records about this facility, but the coinage that is out there is highly collectible and very, very difficult to find. Next, we will look at the Charlotte branch. The Charlotte branch was established for the same reason as the Georgia branch, and at the same time. It was established in 1835 to address the demand of the gold coins needed down south. It also produced the $2.50 quarter gold eagle and the $5 half eagle. Now those coins are going to have a C on them for the Charlotte Mint. In 1861, because of the war, the mint shut down. The building was seized by the Confederate government and used for non-minting purposes. Now the building is no longer at its original site. It has been moved, however. It is a museum now. So you can actually go and visit the original building. The site where the building was, there is a historical placard that you can go and visit, if you so choose to. These coins, again, like the Georgia coins, are highly sought after by collectors and do carry a very, very large premium. I personally have seen the $2.50 quarter eagles sell for over $5,000. So, if you are lucky enough to have a North Carolina or a Georgia Dahlonega coin in your collection, then kudos to you. Next, let's look at the New Orleans Mint. Here we have a old picture of the New Orleans Mint. Now, the New Orleans Mint was established in 1835, another branch at that time. Now, this one was put into place because of the cotton trade happening, and they needed somewhere for coinage to be produced in that area. Now, the New Orleans Mint produced gold and silver coins in varying denominations, all right? They will have an O mint mark stamped on them. They produced gold eagles, double eagles, silver dollars, and half dollars, plus a few other denominations. The New Orleans Mint was in operation from 1838 until 1861, and now it did close briefly during the Civil War, but unlike Georgia and North Carolina, it did reopen in 1879. It had continued its coinage operations until 1909 when it was permanently closed. Now, after it closed, the building was used for many different things, including an assay office and an office for the United States Coast Guard, which is just great. I mean, you know, all the history that we got there. Current status, the New Orleans Jazz Museum is there, and they have a jazz festival and all that stuff. So again, another building that you can go and visit, and I would suggest you do. New Orleans had some issues with their minting processes, and I will be breaking that down in a future video, along with showing some pictures of these different coins. This will be a two-part series. I'm just going through the mints themselves now, and then we will talk more about the coinages and some more photos of those coins. Next, let's head over to Carson City. Here we have a photo from the 1870s of the Carson City Mint in Carson City, Nevada. Now, like I said, the mint in Carson City was established because of silver. And well, if you're watching this currently, I mean, like as in December of 2023, you know silver's back up. But this one was established with the Coinage Act of 1864. The Carson City Mint began its coinage operations in 1870. It primarily produced silver coins, including half dollars, quarter dollars, dimes, but they also minted gold coins, including the $20 double eagle. Whew, that's a coin. The mint mark was a CC, and people out there that collect them, they know the different CC mint marks that are available or that are out there. Anyway, in 1885, the mint closed due to financial changes or challenges because of the declining amount of silver production in the area. Now, it briefly reopened in 1889 to produce gold coins, but then it permanently closed its doors again in 1893. Very sad. The building itself, though, does still stand. That's right. The building stands. It is the home to the Nevada State Museum, and they showcase a lot of stuff from the history of the Carson City Mint, along with the mining industry in that area. So again, if you'd like to go and visit the historical mint, you can. Now, next we will go to the West Point Mint. Here we have the West Point Mint. Now, when you think of West Point, is mint the first thing you think of? Because it's not the first thing I think of. When I think of West Point, I think of the West Point Academy, our military academy in West Point, not the mint. But because they are in close proximity to each other, there is a lot of security at the West Point Mint. A lot. Like, it is guarded by our military. Anyway, the West Point Mint originally wasn't going to be a mint. No, That might surprise you. In 1937, when it opened, it originally was established as a bullion depository, but later it was converted in about 1938 to a minting facility. Now, West Point Mint produces gold, silver, and platinum bullion coins. And they, as you probably know, have very high quality coins that come out of the West Point Mint. Now, we did have that short time here in 2019, 2020. They did some clad stuff. Our quarters, we had the West Point dime, we had the West Point penny. There was just a few different things, but most of their coinage is going to be on bullion, on precious metals, including the American Silver Eagle and the American Gold Eagle, and, if you're really lucky, the American Platinum Eagle. The mint mark for the West Point is a W. They have very minimal amount of coinage available, which makes it very highly sought after. Now, unlike most of the other mints, the West Point Mint you cannot go there and tour it because of the military base close by. Sorry if that's what you're hoping to do. Now, maybe if you're with Congress or something, sure, you can probably get a tour. Maybe if you know somebody at West Point. I don't know. But it's generally not available for tours and things like that. Next, let's head over to Denver. Denver seems like a fun place to go, doesn't it? And here we are. We are in Denver now. Now, Denver Mint. What do we know about it? Well, we know that the Denver Mint was established in 1906. Here we go. This is an older photo of the Denver Mint. I like using these older photos if possible. Gives us a little look at what our government was thinking when they built these different places. Now, the Denver Mint, as you know, they produce everything. Pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, halves, and, all of it. But the reason that they were established down in Denver is to help with the demand for coinage because of the gold and silver that was being found and produced down in that area of Colorado and that different area. Now, as you know, the mint mark is a D, and it could be used as a D, that mint mark for the D now, because we're talking 1906. Plenty of time has passed since the DeLonghi coins. So now they are the D. Don't get them confused. Big, very, very large price difference between the two of them. Now, this mint can be visited. That's right, just like Philadelphia Mint, you can actually go visit the Denver Mint. I suggest you do. Personally, I've never been to a mint. I think it would be fun. It does, so they do accept it. Now, also in the Denver Mint, it is a gold and silver bullion storage area. Oh yeah, that's right, they store the good stuff. So, here we have our Denver Mint, still making coins today. It has been modernized many times over the years, but here we have an original photo of the Denver Mint in all its wonderful glory. Well, folks, that's it, right? We don't have any other mints to talk about, do we? I can't think of any other ones. Oh, wait, there is one more. I think it was established out in California. Something to do with the California Gold Rush. Yes, that's right. We're headed to sunny San Francisco. And here we are. We're in San Francisco now. Look at it. Sunny, wonderful, awesomeness of a place. The San Francisco Mint was established in 1854 in response to the California Gold Rush, as I said. The primary purpose was to turn newly discovered gold into coins. Yeah. Now, coin production. Pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, halves, proofs. You know we got our proofs. That wonderful S mint mark, right? Oh, love it. Gotta love it, right? All right. Now, in 1906, though, this is actually the new building. In 1906, there was an earthquake and a fire that completely destroyed, okay, not completely, but it really heavily damaged the building. The new mint facility constructed, this one, in 1937. It officially opened. Now, the San Francisco Mint's a little weird. Okay, it's not normally open to the general public for tours. I say normally. They do occasionally host special events where they offer limited access to the building. So, you can always check the U.S. Mint website and see if there's any special events happening in that area that would allow you public access to that building. I think that would be a pretty fun thing. Now, similar to Denver, the San Francisco Mint also is a bullion storage for gold and silver. We have that wonderful metal all over our country, don't we? And that will conclude this part of this tour of our mints. I hope you found it somewhat educational, maybe a little entertaining, and I also hope that maybe you now know we had 8 mints, not 4, not 6, but 8. Most people didn't know that. Thanks for watching, everybody, and as always, have a good one.